sharing a picture of me with my top off and a thong on is not really oversharing anymore. It's
Gloria, that's what we're also excited for. I know that you've said that this is like kicking off a new chapter for you. So what about this album is sort of new for you or different from the ones that we've loved before?
I think, every single album I make, I always try and elevate myself. And I think that every album I make, I become a better writer and hopefully the music gets better and better. And I for this album, I turned 30 during the process of making it, and it really felt like a coming of age record for me. And I just worked so hard with a group of incredible people on making sure that this was, my first album that really expressed joy in the way that I wanted it to. I think that I got quite comfortable writing heartbreak songs for a few years with my albums, and it felt risky to me to write songs about, sex, joy, and freedom.
There's something that you said just now that made me think about when I turned 30. That was 10 years ago. But when I turned 30, I remember I had this revelation where I felt like the more work I did on myself, so the better version of myself as a man, I felt like it just directly affected or impacted how I was as a professional or any other role that I played in life. So how did you get to a point, what were the kind of things that you were working on or that you did that allowed you to get to this point where you're like, you know what, no, I'm going to talk about sex, I'm going to talk about joy, I am going to be free to do so. What's changed in your personal life in order for you to get to that point?
I think I've just stopped caring what people think as much, which is wonderful.
Fair enough.
I think, and I think that comes with age, and your 20s are confusing times. I was 20 years old when I brought out my first album, and I was very young, and so showing every single facet of my personality on stage and in front of that amount of people was too much to ask of someone my age. So I think I did the best I could, and in an authentic way, and I think this is the right time to start sharing how I move my body and how I'm feeling about more parts of my body.
You know what, one of the things I've loved recently is just I've seen you smiling, seen you on a boat, seen you just living, having a good time. How important is that though, one as the person, but then as the artist as well? Like how do those two sort of complement each other?
I always have a rule, like I've always used social media as a form of, it's like a picture diary. Mm-hmm. And since I brought out music, whenever I'm putting music out in the world, I love the idea that people can come along with me and see what life is like at that time. And but when I go away and write music, I come off social media and I step away and I take my breaks. So really, I'm just taking nice pictures, and I've got like a switch in my brain. I know I'm on for this time period, mm-hmm. and I like to share the images with everyone. But I've definitely learned a balance of what I'm willing to share. Sharing a picture of me with my top off and a thong on is not really oversharing anymore. It's so I never shared anything that I'm not comfortable with, and
right.
And yeah, I'm just trying to have fun and share the joy that I'm feeling at the moment.
No, 100%. For the simple fact that you just had such a big smile on your face just thinking about that picture, there's absolutely no regrets at all.
No, God, no. Oh my God, I had a lovely time. It was summer.
Yes, of course. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Not bad at all. I want to talk to you a bit about some collaborations. I know you because of the music, and I'm just a fan of you just hitting those notes and just taking us on those journeys. And now I'm ready to go on this journey of joy with you as well. So if we talk about collaborations, let's start with Kim and UNHOLY. I know you've talked about working with Kim for years, but now you finally got a chance to do it. What worked out in that regard, and how did we end up with UNHOLY?
I wrote UNHOLY in Jamaica, and we left the second.
I'm Jamaican, so Oh yeah,
amazing.
very.
I love Jamaica. It was so sensational, and like it was. I wrote probably about 4 or 5 songs of the album there, so it
Oh
was
wow.
incredible inspiration for this record. I needed this to be joyful. I needed sun and the energy
Yes.
there. So we wrote Unholy there, and then we took the song to Kim and asked Kim if she wanted to be a part of it. And we had this incredible day in the studio where I got to witness the greatness of Kim Petras and how she writes and how she is creatively, and it truly was just so much fun. Like, and I think you can hear that on the song. We were just cackling and laughing the whole time.
It just made me think of the fact, I remember finding out a few years ago that GoldenEye 007 was also written in Jamaica. So there's been some great contributions to pop culture that have been written in
So many.
Jamaica. I think you found a good recipe. You might want to go back to Jamaica.
I feel like it calls you to it as well. Like it's just
Right.
there's a musicality in the air there. There really is. You can feel it. It's just it's the nature, it's the people, it's the food, it's sensational. And I've really fallen in love with traveling around the world now, and I know I'm very lucky to be able to do that, but it's really nice to be able to go to different places, and the land and the culture really inspires the music. It's beautiful.
Okay, so we're talking about collabs. So a very good friend of mine, someone who I'm just completely in awe of, is Jessie Reyez. And I know you guys got, what, 2 songs? She's co-wrote with you. How did that link up happen? And also, are you excited that she's going to be on tour with you?
Oh my God, I'm so excited that Jessie's going to be on tour with me. And, you know, I can't express enough, and I can't say this too much to her because I think I'll sound like a fangirl but she really has changed my life as an artist because,
No way.
yeah, well, I met her in, I think it was like 2018, 19, and I was just coming off the back of my second album. I was on tour and I was feeling a little bit stifled, and there was certain parts of my emotions that I wasn't expressing in my music. A lot of that was just how, like, I feel like I'm a fun person, and I'm a funny person, and I wanted to be able to share that in music. And I went to a writing session with her and Calvin Harris, and that's where we wrote Promises together. And I've never had so much fun in the studio. She really she taught me a way to, you know, we were writing together in a way that felt like I was just writing with a friend, and we were just having a chat, and it felt so lighthearted, but the meaning was so deep. And so I wanted to revisit that on this record. And it turned into such an incredible experience where Jessie's just helped me find my language on how to talk about my sexuality, and I think a lot of my career I've been writing with men in the studio, and it's been amazing. But to have that female energy, and not just any female energy, Jessie's energy, because Jessie is just a powerhouse. And honestly, I think Jessie's one of the most amazing writers. I think she's up there with Amy Winehouse and so many of the greats when it comes to her lyrics. I'm a huge fan, and like just very humbly overjoyed to work with her.
It's so nice to hear you say that because I have been an absolute fan of Jessie's from the beginning. And one of the things that I do when she puts out new music is I close my eyes and I listen to the lyrics, because I know I can depend on her to give me a good story. I can depend on her to be vulnerable, and depend on her to say something that we haven't heard 15 different times on 15 different beats. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad that you guys have that connection. So are you the type to work on tour? Do you think you guys will make more music, or are you guys just gonna party and enjoy? Because Jessie is fun to party with. I've had some really good nights with her. So is it more of a party while we're on tour? We worked, we earned it, so we're here, or do you throw in a little work as well?
I mean, I find it hard. I love a party too myself, but like
Yes.
when I'm on tour, I can't because of the singing. It's like 2 and a bit hours of singing every night, and I really want to, especially with this tour as well, I want to be giving more as an entertainer than I think I have before. So the partying will have to wait, I think, till after. There'll be key moments, the end of tour.
Yeah.
When we have a little break, we'll party. But I'd love it, you know, having Jessie on the road, and if she's ever in the mood to write and I'm in the mood to write, then we can do just that. You know, it's wonderful. My team, my band, my touring family is so incredible, and I think Jessie's going to fit into that just perfectly.
Amazing. And I love that you refer to them as your family. I got a segue now to, very clean segue, matter of fact, Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. The tour will take you here. So I'm thinking you might have to make one exception to party, because if you and Jessie are in Toronto, we're gonna throw a party. So
Yeah,
I look forward to. I want you to remember my face too, because I will be backstage and I'll be like, "Hey, Sarah,
let's do
Tyrone?"
it. Oh, it'll be beautiful. I can't thank you for coming. It means the world to me. It'd be lovely to
Oh
hang
no,
out.
we will definitely be in attendance. I know that you wanted to work with Rihanna at some point, and it hasn't happened yet, and I'm sure that it will. And I know she's doing this big thing in February. It's called the Super Bowl. So I was just thinking, maybe, I don't know. You tell me. Is that a good chance for you guys to work together, or you to support her?
I've always wanted to work with Rihanna, and I feel like Rihanna is Rihanna, and I've had the joy of hanging out with Rihanna a few times, and she's such an amazing person. But it will only that feels like that type of thing happening will always be an invite thing from Rihanna. So
Right.
I put it out there, but also there's never any sweat. Like, it's Rihanna and Madonna are my ultimate artists in the world, and of course I would love to work with them, but also I'm happy to just be a fan and enjoy what they
For
do.
sure.
It's insane. I'm more excited about this Super Bowl than my own album. Like, I can't actually wait. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. She always delivers. There's no way it won't be.
Oh, 100%. And you just mentioned Madge, and you know, Madge is coming with her magic. She's got a big year as well.
It's an
ahead
amazing
of
year for me as a fan of music. I can't wait.
Right, for all of us, especially since we get some new Sam Smith as well. So before I let you go, for all my people, because we broadcast around the country, so all my people in Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto that will be attending the Sam Smith concert, how do you want them to show up drunk, tequila or wine?
Oh, tequila this time. It's all about uppers. I'm going to give you a theatre show, and I want it to be. This tour is really about everyone accessing that you know, that magical female energy that's in the core of all of us. I want everyone to feel free. I want everyone to access their inner Gloria. It's going to be a fun night, you know. And I'm going to work so hard on this, and so I think wear gold and drink gold tequila.
Woo!
Well,
thank you for your time, and here's to Gloria.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk soon. I'll see you in Toronto.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. It's lovely talking to you.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.